Hola, my neighbors. I was thinking about my relationship with failure. Failure, and not getting things right the first time or after repeated tries. And I was just thinking about how much it has improved. One of the things that's fascinating is the subject of change and how change happens. Understanding, I think it's a beautiful concept to study the mind, the brain, and how, neural pathways, how all of those things work, and why you can find out that you are in repetitive patterns because you've trained your brain to be a certain way, and how, whether you're conscious of it or not, you consistently act in certain ways, given the right parameters, the right environment, the right combination of things happening, right? So I was thinking about it. I was one person who almost always had perfect scores when I was growing up, and it formed my identity. So much so that anytime, because there were many things that came easily for me, many things I was very good at, and I was celebrated for them, I was applauded for them. So they formed my identity, and I did not learn how to deal with failure, how to deal with not being able to perfectly do something without much effort. So when the time came in my life where, things started to require a lot of effort, I felt like a failure. I felt like I was not doing well. Like intrinsically, something had changed in me, something was wrong with me because, I mean, why am I not getting this right the first time? And the truth is, it's something I'm still unlearning, because one of the things I've learned is, studying the brain and all that, is the power of muscle memory, and how that many of the ways we behave, many of the things we do are based on repetitions, right? And they are because you've been conditioned a certain way. That means you can recondition and you can start to act differently. And this is for you if you're somebody like that who is, having issues with navigating not being good at something, maybe the first time. The embarrassment that comes with having to learn. You have to get comfortable with it, especially in adulthood. You have to retrain yourself, and it's very much possible. And I think that one of the things that helps is to actually put yourself in places where you have to try and try again and try again and try again. Because what you're doing is you're building resilience. You're building the ability to go again no matter what. One of the practical ways I'm doing that currently is swimming, learning to swim. The first day I entered the pool, it was my first time like actually fully submerging my body in a body of water. This was in December. Yeah, December. I was scared. And then as I started to learn the strokes and all that, I decided I'm not going to get frustrated with this. And many times you have to verbally, vocally, outwardly remind yourself. Every single time I made any little progress, I'll say, yes, we're making progress. I'm recording videos of my progress, because I'm like, one day I'm going to look back and say, this is where I started from, right? So I've been attempting to swim across the shorter end of the pool in one breath, and I've not been able to do it. I have struggled. But instead of feeling like, why can't I do this? Instead, I'm asking myself, people are doing it, so there's definitely a way to do it, right? So what am I doing wrong? Is it my speed, my breath control? Okay, my breath control has an issue. How do we make, that's how you make progress, right? And it's beautiful. And I'm also telling myself, I'm not putting the expectation of getting it right immediately. If it's going to take 200 tries, we're going to take 200 tries and we're going to get it done. First of all, is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Can I do it? I have infinite capacity as a human being to try and continue trying. So please, it's a muscle, right? It's a muscle. And there's this thing going around, you've probably seen it, that one of the greatest skills you can develop is your ability to move on quickly. Don't wallow, don't sit down there. There are many things you'll be confronted, especially in adulthood and as you enter the workforce, you'll be confronted with many things that you're not good at. I'm learning that I'm not the best person when it comes to people management. And there are two options I always have: to either feel like, man, why am I so bad at this? Or to ask myself, how can I get better at it? Do you understand? So that's how you shift from an arrival mentality that, oh, I'm just not good at this, or oh my god, how did I decline, to progress, a progress mindset. I can do this, I can move forward, I can make better decisions. And I think that is also important for people who have very strong perfectionist tendencies, to remind yourself that you're human. And part of the package, part of the humanity package, is that you'll always have areas of inadequacy. You'll always be making progress. You'll always be becoming a better version of yourself. But that you don't tie your identity to those things. That you acknowledge that I am enough based on who I am in God. But it's also important that I keep making progress. So you don't now move to the other extreme and say, no, after all, I'm human. No. There are so many human beings on the earth who are excellent. So you can be too, but of course you have to face the embarrassment of learning over and over and over again. And you can train yourself to become comfortable with it. Because many of us were shying away from things that we're supposed to be doing, things that we could be great at, because right now we're not good at it. Why are you doing that yourself? Stop it. Adios.